There is a desire for personal gain, perhaps improvement in concentration, the belief that certain abilities will come with meditation, the belief that meditation gain, will give you something. So there is, at the beginning, a desire to acquire some ability or benefit by meditating. It is a matter of personal development or growth, where this desire for personal development or growth to acquire something personally dominates the intention of meditation. But after some time, some things are happening in your life which may be challenging, or certain good events are happening sequentially. But the tendencies of mind, the psychological distortions of mind begin to rise to the surface, and all matter of challenges can come because this subconscious or buried material ceases to be buried when the mind collapses and the awareness, the consciousness, moves into the greater totality of the mind, and all of the suppressed or unexpressed reactions of mind begin to rise to the surface. The conscious mind becomes connected to the subconscious mind. And now the sadhaka must not only desire the benefits of meditation, but be willing to face the inner demons, to face the trials and tribulations that rise to the surface in the life as a result of meditation. They may or may not rise in the meditation, but they arise in the life. And the sadhaka has to decide, are they willing to struggle with these challenges and difficulties in life and find the way through to this divine gift of awareness of the infinite one. And as that awareness of the infinite one grows in magnitude and shines a light in the mind, the light of the unitary whole, the light of infinite love and compassion that comes from the true Guru, the Sadguru, the cosmic nucleus. That light is very bright, and it burns away these sanskaras, these challenges in the mind. Mental disturbances rise when the light seems to diminish. Then the mental disturbances arise, and one struggles with the difficulties of life, both pleasing experiences which draw one in and adverse experiences arise, depending upon one's reactions to past actions and the sanskaras lying within the mind of the individual. As this tendency rises and the light of the infinite begins to shine through the veil of illusion of one's own mental beliefs and assumptions. When that light begins to shine through, it burns away these sanskaras. It burns them out of existence. But life keeps going on, and good things happen, but also trials and tribulations come into life, illnesses, losses of this or that, of loved ones. And there comes a struggle between the beauty of that infinite light and the struggles within the mind and everyday life. Some people may become discouraged. There is no God. Why otherwise would I be having these problems? They begin to think like that. Their minds can become very pessimistic. Others may begin to think, oh, I must pray to the God to avoid these difficulties in my life. But neither this pessimism nor the supplementing to the God are going to change the nature of your life. The Paramapurusha, that infinite one, already knows all about you. There are no secrets, no distance between you and the infinite. The only distance is in your mind, in your belief, in your assumption. Then as these challenges that arise are seen in the light of the pure infinite one, a change slowly begins to occur within the sadhaka. And there becomes an acceptance, a realization that the love of the infinite exists beyond any pain or trials and tribulations, and any acquisitions and joys and accomplishments. That this love is there, this connectivity to the whole is there, regardless of if there are trials and tribulations in the life, or if the life is quite comfortable, regardless if there is loss and suffering, there is still the love of the infinite. Even in the pain, if there is illness and trouble, the love of the infinite is still there. And when there is the joy and the attraction to lose oneself in the loveliness of life, the love of the infinite for you is still there. The turning point is when the sadhaka recognizes that all of these things of worldly life, be they pleasant or unpleasant, make no difference, that this infinite one remains always there, always with you, always the closest of close. And when the sadhaka clearing these impediments of beliefs and assumptions, clearing the mind, moves from the stage of this stage in which the courage is needed, the vira, to face one's inner demons. But then the realization comes that it is in surrender, not in achievement, not in accomplishment, not in acquisition, but in letting go to the divine one, in surrender. That all of this achieves a type of neutrality, both pleasure and pain exist within the sphere of the infinite. The creation is a process of shadow and light, of struggle and progress. All of this is inherent in this created world. But when the mind stops trying to win the game of life, stops trying to accomplish, achieve, be better at than everyone else, to pull away from pain and sorrow and acquire happiness that doesn't involve these. When there comes a state of realization of letting go, a willingness to accept the multifaceted nature of life as the embodiment of the play of consciousness in creation, and recognizing the infinite love, the eternal one, which plays in the dance of creation and is yet ever unfazed. When the sadhaka begins to surrender into this dance with the infinite, into not trying to acquire or to get something, but to let go, to accept. When the is not the struggle of the virasadhaka gives way to a love that is kind and all-encompassing, that accepts all in surrender. Then the trials and tribulations of life, the pain, the sorrow, the loss, the joy, the beauty, become part of the beautiful dance of creation. Not something you are trying to control, not something you are trying to manipulate, but something you are simply witnessing, being a part of the joy of being, surrendering to the will of the infinite, to the love of the God, to the one infinite Sadguru, the true self of yourself. Letting go, not my will, but thine. Let the universe play out. Let life and death arise and fall. For as the mind grows in magnitude, the sadhaka begins to realize there is a permanence within the impermanence of life. Within the pain and the joy, there is a happiness which transcends both and incorporates both. A happiness that does not come from an acquisition, but from letting go, from allowing being, allowing love, allowing your aware consciousness to dissolve into the infinite love of the Sadguru, into the infinite grace of the infinite. When this human tendency to desire to acquire and to fear to lose is lessened, your conscious awareness moving away from that tendency into acceptance and love, a happiness arises which does not have opposites. There is no need to push for it and no need to fear losing it. It always is. It always has been. It always will be. The true happiness comes when you are free of the bondage of this fear and grasping. When that bond falls away, you find there is a deep, nurturing kindness and infinite love surpassing understanding. It can't be grasped and held. It can't be caged and put in a box. It simply is. And when the sadhaka realizes there is no more need for struggle to find happiness, that happiness already is and will be, even in the most difficult situations. The love of the Supreme, the grace of the Infinite is with you. But you must take off the blinders to see, fall back into that love. And even in your darkest hours, you will find the grace of that Divine One showering in you and your heart filled with joy, filled with love. This is the Divya stage of sadhana, where no longer is personal acquisition the mode of operation of one's spiritual life, nor is struggle with the sanskaras and the circumstances of life. important. Instead, there is a letting go, a surrender, an acceptance. Not the acceptance of a dismal, downbeaten spirit, but the acceptance of the bright light of the infinite one, an acceptance that what is, is. And though the outer circumstances, like the rise and fall of the waves on the ocean, crash and clash, rise and lather, fall again, it matters not, for the calmness deep in the depths of the ocean remains still in the ocean of consciousness. That stillness, that peace, that love is unchanging. It cannot be acquired, it cannot be held, but with softening, it can be known. Your awareness can settle in to this vast sea of infinite being. Your awareness can allow the Sadguru, the self of yourself, the one who is your core. Your awareness can fall back into that one, letting go of struggle, knowing that that boundless love is the very nature of all that is, even the most difficult situations in the life are inherently permeated by this infinite grace, by this infinite being. Nothing is outside of this. This is not to say you become complacent in life. This is not the same. This is true vairagya, detachment. It comes from viveka, the true knowledge. The true knowledge brings natural detachment, but it is not detachment in that cold sense. It is a love so great that it permeates everything. This is the real happiness, to find this love, to let go of your fears, let go of your graspings, and trust. Trust the Sadguru. Trust the Infinite One. Trust grace. All things change in this world of form, and the body you have will change and change again and fade back into dust. But the awareness, the consciousness that you are, is a living, vital consciousness. It does not fade to dust. It lives, it is aware, it loves, and it finds its true happiness, that undying happiness, which is changeless, in the love of the Supreme. That is your home, from whence you have come and to whence you will return. Awaken from the dream of good and evil. Put the fruit of that experience away from you, and instead allow the infinite to bring the true peace of being into the view of your Atman, of your awareness, and let it melt. Let the Atman dissolve into the Paramatma, into the infinite source of being. Trust. Trust. All right. All right. Namaskar.